7, ways to make money from real estate in the USA. What if you could make money from real estate without becoming a millionaire first? When most people hear real estate, they imagine buying an expensive house, collecting rent, and waiting for the property to increase in value. But real estate is much bigger than that. There are several ways people participate in the real estate market, from owning rental properties to investing in REITs and providing services to property owners. Today, we're breaking down 7 ways to make money from real estate in the USA, and number 7 might surprise you. Number 1, rental properties. The first method is rental properties. The basic idea is simple. You purchase a property and rent it to tenants. The rent can help cover expenses such as the mortgage, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and other costs. If the money coming in is greater than the property's ongoing expenses, the difference can potentially become cash flow. There can also be another benefit. Over time, mortgage payments may help build the owner's equity in the property. And if the property's market value increases, the owner may potentially benefit from appreciation. But rental property isn't automatic income. Vacancies, repairs, insurance, taxes, and unexpected expenses can reduce or eliminate profits. That's why smart investors analyze the numbers before buying. Number 2, house flipping. Number 2 is house flipping. Instead of holding a property for years, a flipper generally tries to buy a property that needs improvements, renovate it, and sell it for more than the total cost. For example, imagine someone purchases a property for $200,000. They spend $30,000 on renovations and another $20,000 on various costs. Their total investment would be around $250,000. If they sell the property for $290,000, the difference is $40,000 before taxes and any additional costs. Sounds easy? It isn't. Construction can go over budget, projects can take longer than expected, and the property may sell for less than anticipated. The key lesson is simple. A cheap house isn't necessarily a good investment. The numbers have to work after renovation, financing, taxes, insurance, and selling costs. Number 3, real estate investment trusts. Number 3 is REITs, or real estate investment trusts. This is one way to get exposure to real estate without purchasing an entire property yourself. A REIT is a company or trust that owns or finances income-producing real estate. Some REITs focus on apartments. Others invest in offices, shopping centers, warehouses, hotels, or specialized properties. Many REITs are publicly traded, meaning investors can buy and sell shares through a brokerage account. Depending on the investment and market conditions, investors may receive distributions and potentially benefit if the investment increases in value. But REITs aren't guaranteed profits. Their prices can fall and distributions can change. The important advantage is accessibility. Instead of needing hundreds of thousands of dollars to purchase a property, someone can potentially start investing with a much smaller amount. Number 4, rent out part of your property. Number 4 is renting out part of a property you already own. Imagine you own a house with an extra bedroom, basement, or another legal living space. Depending on local laws, zoning, your mortgage, and insurance requirements, you may be able to rent that space. The rental income could help offset some of your housing expenses. This approach can be interesting because you're using an asset you already own, but there are important considerations. You need to understand local landlord rules, taxes, insurance requirements, and restrictions on short-term or long-term rentals. And don't forget the human side. A tenant isn't just a source of income. You're also taking on responsibilities as a landlord. Number 5, real estate wholesaling. Number 5 is real estate wholesaling. This strategy is different because the wholesaler may not plan to keep the property. Instead, they typically find a property seller, negotiate a purchase contract, and then assign their contractual interest to another buyer where legally permitted. The wholesaler may receive an assignment fee for connecting the seller and buyer. For example, imagine a wholesaler negotiates a contract and another investor agrees to take over that contract for a higher amount. The difference can potentially become the wholesaler's fee, depending on the contract and applicable laws. But wholesaling isn't simply finding a cheap house and getting paid. You need to understand contracts, disclosures, local laws, and ethical sales practices. Some states and cities have specific requirements around real estate activities. So anyone considering this strategy should learn the rules where they operate and consider professional legal advice. Number 6, real estate services. Number 6 is one of the most overlooked opportunities, making money by providing services to real estate owners. You don't necessarily have to own property to build a business around real estate. Think about everything a property needs: cleaning, lawn care, painting, photography, maintenance, moving services, property management, home inspections, marketing. Even simple services can become businesses when you solve problems for property owners. For example, an investor with several rental properties may need someone to handle cleaning between tenants. Another investor might need lawn maintenance. A real estate agent might need professional property photos. The opportunity is simple. Instead of buying the building, sell something the building needs. Number 7, real estate partnerships. Number 7 is partnerships. Real estate can be expensive, so some investors combine resources. One person might provide capital, another might find and analyze properties, another might manage renovations or operations. Together, they may invest in a property under a formal agreement. But partnerships require careful planning. Before anyone contributes money, the partners should clearly understand who owns what, who makes decisions, how profits and losses are divided, what happens if someone wants to leave, and what happens if the investment loses money. This should never be based on a handshake alone. Proper legal and financial documentation matters. And remember, having a partner doesn't eliminate risk. It only changes how the investment is structured. Conclusion. So let's recap. You can potentially participate in real estate through rental properties, house flipping, REITs, renting part of a property, wholesaling, real estate services, and partnerships. The biggest mistake beginners make is thinking they need to start with a huge amount of money. Instead, start by learning how the numbers work. Understand income, expenses, financing, taxes, and risk. Real estate can create opportunities, but it isn't guaranteed money. Learn first, calculate the numbers, then invest carefully. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more simple business and money explainers.